Glory.
Hey.
Talks with
That's me.
Talks with Ace.
You hear that, don't you?
Hello, this is Glory.
Yo, this is Ace. Yo, diggity dog.
And this is the Glory and Ace
podcast. Wiggity.
Today we're gonna be talking about the effects of a missing parent.
Before we start, because she clearly don't listen. You know what I'm saying? She clearly don't listen. So I'm gonna say this. I want to excuse this background. This is just for today. Alright, because I know some comments was made about the background. Alright. I know this a little ratchet, but hey, we're doing the best we can. So if y'all want to send funds, GoFundMe for the Glory and Ace show.
GoFundMe.
Cause
we don't need no GoFundMe account.
I sure need a GoFundMe account. So
we don't need no We don't even have a GoFundMe account.
If you want to sponsor, send a Shakina cash out, cause she probably the best one to take that money. I probably wouldn't. I'm just joking. I want to apologize for the viewers out there that gave their good feedback. She let me know. Yeah, I wasn't not interested. I was just tired. I have a really strong, busy schedule. We barely even talk before we do this podcast. So I'm just be honest with you. That's my apologies. It won't happen again. This energy that you feel right now, that you seeing on camera, this is what you're gonna get from now on. Alright? So you ain't got to tell Shakina no more. So if you got a problem, just come holler at me. You feel me? I'm just playing. Go ahead.
It wasn't said in a negative way.
I know. I was just joking.
Okay.
Yes, why are we whispering?
Because you started.
Okay. Let's start the podcast.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we have two topics that we're going to discuss today, which is the effects of a missing parent in the household and fighting isolation.
I don't know my daddy. And I like to be alone.
So the first one we're gonna discuss is the effects of a missing parent. We both, in a sense, I don't have the experience necessarily that he has as far as like not knowing who one of my parents are.
Word, because I come over here, it's like a family environment. Like I ain't used to this. Like people just in the house everywhere.
Oh, my people.
They eat together?
Yeah.
God dang.
We get
I don't even know when the last time I ate at the same table. Mine.
With your immediate family or your whole family?
Just everybody.
Oh, wow. Well, I hear a lot of people don't really spend time with their families. Some people don't. Like, we're very big on, like, families.
But when other people invite me to their place, I'm very family oriented because I be with the junks. I usually don't say junks, but, this is the podcast, no foul language. Right. So yeah,
Christian channel.
Yes, ma'am, Christian channel. Yes. All right.
So the effects of a missing parent or both parents, either however you want to discuss it, basically. So, me personally, the effects of a missing parent can, in a sense, cause an identity issue. And what I mean by an identity issue is like sometimes you may feel like, well, I know for me, I can't speak for other people, but I know for me, prior to me knowing who my real father was, my mom's ex-husband was in the picture. And as a kid, I kind of knew he wasn't my father because I was the only light-skinned one out of my sisters, which I thought was a bit weird. And you know how people try to dismiss kids and try to make them think that they don't know what's going on, but you catch vibes and you sense certain things. You're naturally looking at the facial features and things like that. And I just never thought I looked like him. So, I mean, I will say that I didn't find out who my biological father was until I was about 5 or 6.
And you pretty light.
Yeah, both of my parents are light skinned, but I'm black. I'm African American.
Yeah, mama ain't that light, but yeah.
Both of my parents are light skinned.
She ain't that light. Not like you.
No, I'm lighter than both of my parents.
Yeah.
My dad is actually darker than my mother.
You like albino. Come on.
I do not.
Just play with your kid.
Kids on my nerves. But yeah, I didn't find out who my real father was
Mhm.
until I was about 5 or 6.
Mhm.
And I will say initially prior to me knowing, it was I'm not gonna, how can I explain this? It made me feel like I'm not gonna say he made me necessarily feel unwanted. It was just I didn't feel like I belonged. I felt like something was missing. If I could say that, if I can use those terms. Felt like something was missing. I felt like a part of me was missing. But it was like when I found my dad, or when I realized, when I was told who my real dad was, and when I met him, I felt a sense of relief, because my dad was, actually incarcerated at the time. He was incarcerated for about 12 years. Um, he originally had more, but his sentence got reduced. Thank God. But I remember the first time I seen my father. It was everything I think I could have ever dreamed of, even though it was, in a situation of him being, incarcerated. I remember sitting there and basically comparing my facial features to his. And it was like I know they told me that this is my father, but I had to know for myself. Like, my hands, I looked at like the and if he ever watches this, he remembers this. Like the hair on my arms, how it would form. Like if I noticed things about my mom that I didn't have, I noticed that I had it with him. Like my teeth, like right here, before my dad got braces, he had that same tooth, that one canine teeth that just kind of like sticks out. And it was just little things that I remember noticing back when I first met him, that like gave me the reassurance, like, okay, well, my mom's ex-husband is not my father. I know who my father is. And then I looked like that side of the family a lot. Definitely had facial features or resemblance, is the better word, of looking like them.
I know. It's my son. I'm sorry, guy. I ain't trying to do it on purpose. My baby, he's sick right now, so I gave him a phone, so he be letting me know he needed something when I'm free. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But
I'm listening. I'm very interested in what Shakina got to say. I'm very interested.
But and I will say this, and I did get the permission to say this, but my mom's ex-husband, it was kind of rough growing up in that household. And I think I'll speak more about it on the fighting the isolation part, because growing up in the household initially, it wasn't always good. And we're actually gonna have him come on one of our segments to discuss forgiveness. Even though we do have a topic talking about that eventually, he's gonna be one of our guests. So shout out to Patrick Bailey. He's excited. I can't wait to have him on the podcast to discuss further.
You related to Champ Bailey, the football player?
I don't think so.
No, okay, just checking.
Well, technically, my biological last name is not Bailey.
Okay.
That's my mom's ex-husband's
I was talking
name.
about your dad.
I mean, I don't know if they are. My biological last name is Polly. Well, biologically is Galloway.
Like Polly, want a cracker?
Yes.
Well, I would two you up in school, but go ahead.
I don't like him. I just want to put that out there. I don't like him.
Yeah, I was the one in class. Yep, I would have two up in school when that road came by.
Yeah, but I know how to rank too. So
okay, well, no, you heard.
By who?
Anyway, so your daddy named Polly / Galloway.
Biologically, it's Galloway.
Galloway, okay, Joey Galloway.
But initially, identity at a very young age.
Crisis.
Feeling like I didn't belong.
I mean, most that they have them. Mm-hmm. Your face.
You are so.
All right, come on. All right, I'm so what? I'm so genius.
No. But it causes identity issues. And I know initially it did for me. Throughout my life, while my dad was incarcerated. I never lived with my dad in the household. We have a great relationship.
Secret, I never lived with mine either. Just to let you know.
He's saying that, in case y'all can't hear him whispering, he's saying that he's never lived in a household.
I'm whispering loud on purpose so I think they can hear me.
Well, hopefully they can, just in case they don't. I just wanted to let that be known.
Then just put them at the bottom of the screen of words.
Okay. But there were times where I did wish that I did grow up with him in the household. Like throughout my teenage years, I used to feel like life would have been different if I had my father in the household growing up. But sometimes life doesn't work out that way. And now being older, you know, sometimes when we look back on our lives, you know, God kind of like brings everything full circle to let you know that some of the things that we experience in life is to get the glory out, to give God glory.
Get the glory out.
To not become a victim, but to give your testimony. Because I lived in an abusive household initially. Not necessarily with my stepfather beating me, but dealing with abuse with him and my mom. With him on my mom. And like I said, we're going to have him on because all has been forgiven. We're good. Our family, we're good. He comes over. He's been to birthday parties. Like, all has been forgiven. Yes. So that's going to be a very good conversation.
You okay?
Because what are you doing?
I'm being engaged. What do you mean? What is wrong with you?
Okay. Anything you want to say?
Well, you tripping. Anything I want to say about this subject?
Yeah.
I ain't got that story. I don't know that food. I don't know.
I mean, how did it affect you growing up? Is what is more so saying.
Well, you see how I'm acting right now. It affect me. I'm just.
Come on, this is gonna help somebody.
I am. I'm letting you know. So anybody that grew up with that, they know.
I mean, did you ever wish that he was there?
I don't know. I just had a hard time growing up, especially when I joined the army at 21. So I ain't know nothing about being no man. So met a lot of whack men who thought they was strong black men when they really wasn't. And then as I got older and learning lessons, you know, one thing God did give me ability is to learn my lesson the first time. So once I start seeing certain men and then start seeing things differently, and then plus all the foundation that God already gave me before I went in, I kind of like, I don't want to be like that. And then, you know, the definition of what a man should be, I just didn't know. I had to figure out how to be a man on my own. And ultimately realized I ultimately had a father there anyway, which is our Lord and Savior. So if I would have just been paying attention the whole time to him, I might have went and ran into a lot of issues. And plus, it was my first time being away from home. So I wanted to do stuff my way anyway. And plus I didn't have a close network of friends like I did home. Home, I had a lot of friends that was in the word, and we all hung out all the time. I got in the army, ain't none of my friends, no offense to all y'all, I love y'all friends right now, but none of y'all ain't in the word. This is be for real. Y'all know God, but y'all ain't in the word, like, you know, just be for real. But I love y'all the same way. But no, I don't. So I have no emotions. I don't have nothing. I don't
How
know.
has it
I don't know where you at.
With you raising, or you having your own kids?
Oh, I'm very active.
Why is that?
And by I don't like to.
I mean, not saying that you're not supposed to be active.
I don't like to publicize it though. But just know I'm active. So I might, if I'm feeling good, I might post a picture in there. But I don't really. If you a friend of mine, you already know I'm active. I don't feel like I need to broadcast that. So, you know, my kids know. You know, I wasn't a very active father at the beginning, so I'm gonna be frank. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I didn't want to be the same father mine was. Now, mind you, I was ending up doing that anyway without me knowing. So both my Lord, I'm about to say baby mama, both my kids' mothers, they checked me on it. They pretty much said, hey, we know you love your children, but money ain't just gonna be you just can't make this up with money. You have to spend some time. Right. So when they, said that, I pretty much moved back home off a whim, but did stuff off of emotion. Maybe I know for a fact I could have just stayed in Seattle and been a father. I didn't know what I was doing, so I saw a lot of times Devin, the Pisces, makes decisions off his feelings, and I should have just thought it through, prayed, and I probably could have still been there and been a father. I just thought it was more fitting to move back to the South. And so, still learning, still grooving, still grinding, trying to learn. So I pray every day, ask God to be a better man, better father, better son, you feel me? Better person. So, we striving. I know that makes you smile, don't it? It makes me smile too.
Okay, so I need you to open up the good old book or the app. Psalms 27:10.
So guys, I'm in my phone. I'm not engaging. We're reading the Bible now.
You don't have to be
extra. I know I am being extra right now. Yeah, right.
You're being dark skinned.
Yay! With her comebacks.
You're in the bag.
Now that was funny. I'll give you that one. Psalms what?
27:10.
Now that was good. I like that one. Good comeback. Young grasshopper learning. 27?
And 10.
All right. So God so loved the world, he gave you. I'm just playing. It says, even if my father and mother abandon me, the Lord will hold me close. Didn't I just say that? I just said if I knew who my father was the whole time, I would have been all right.
Yeah. And a lot of times we are so focused on what we don't have. Mm-hmm. And that's not to dismiss the thought of wanting to have, whether it's your father or your mother in your household. There's not a child that asks to be in this world. And coming into this world, you don't ask for your life to be the way that it is. It's just the cards that you're dealt with. And of course, growing up is definitely going to be, something that's going to be rough for you to deal with. But as you get older and, have a relationship with Christ, he'll comfort you. Read that again. I have a couple more scriptures.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you read it again?
Even if my father and mother abandon me, the Lord will hold me close. What's up?
So no matter, basically.
Okay, what that mean to you? What that mean to you?
That even when I feel like I'm not getting what I need from my parents, or if I feel like they've forsaken me, or if I feel like I can't lean on them, or I feel like I can't call them and they're not available, that God won't abandon me.
What if your mama did you like Losing Isaiah?
I mean...
You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
With Halle Berry threw the baby in the dumpster?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, even though we're not talking about... I got other scriptures. So
I know, I got you.
But even though we're not talking about forgiveness, but you got to learn how to forgive. That's how you get past it and set yourself free. Otherwise, you're going to continue to walk around with that hurt in your heart, and you're the only person that's feeling that. Go to Psalm 68. 68, verses 5 through 6.
Father to the fatherless, defender of widows.
As a matter of fact, start from number 1 to kind of give them clarity.
Rise up, O God, and scatter your enemies. Let those hate God run for their lives.
Let those who hate
God run for their lives. Blow them away like smoke. Melt them like wax in a fire. Let the wicked perish in the presence of God. But let the godly rejoice. Let them be glad in God's presence. Let them be filled with joy. Sing praises to God, to his name. Sing loud praises to him who rides the clouds. His name is the Lord. Rejoice in his presence. Father to the fatherless, defender of widows. This is God who is dwelling in his holy. God places the lonely in families. He sets the prisoners free. He gives them joy, but he makes the rebellious live in a sun-scorched land.
Another scripture is John 14:18.
So it says, no, I will not abandon you as orphans. Okay. I will come to you. Soon the world will no longer see me, but you will see me. Since I live, you also will live. When I am raised to life again, you will know that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I am you.
Exactly. That's a good one. James 1:27. I think that's what it was supposed to be. Not 1 and 2. 1 verse 27.
Pure and genuine religion in the sight of God, the Father, means caring for orphans and widows in their distress and refusing to let the world corrupt you.
Gotta put your hope and your faith in him.
Period.
Yeah. Exodus 22. Exodus 22.
Little slang for y'all.
Exodus.
Okay.
22.
I thought you were saying exit this.
Oh no, okay. Exodus.
I know what you were saying.
I'm sorry. Exodus.
Okay.
22 and verses 22 through 24.
You must not exploit a widow or an orphan. If you exploit them in any way and they cry out to me, then I will certainly hear their cry. My anger will blaze against you, and I will kill you with the sword. Then your wives will be the widows, and your children fatherless. And
the last one is Ephesians 6.
Okay, Ephesians 6.
And 4.
And 4. Thank you.
Chapter 6, verse 4.
Chapter Ephesians 6, verse 4. Stop all this meddling going on in the classroom. Father, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Rather, bring them up with the discipline and the instructions that come from the Lord. You see, this is why I'm not friends with my kids. I remind them all the time. I'm not your friend. I'm your father.
We all done heard that, even from my mama. Look, I'm not your little friend.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, people can call it what they want to call it, but my kids respect me. They know not to try me. So, you know, I don't have the same issues. You know, I'm not gonna say they moms don't know what they're doing, but they pretty much call me when it comes time to because I can tell my kids what to do 350,000 miles away, and they gonna listen to me over the phone. You know what I'm saying? They don't be running around the stores, no nothing. And I'm not trying to say other kids who do that is bad. I'm just saying mine can't do that.
It's kind of like
okay.
Sound like that's what
so basically what I'm saying is that I remind them every chance I get. As soon as they start talking smarter than mine, I'm like, listen, I'm not your friend. Or I might say I'm not your mama. Either one. So I'm just not. But we're gonna get this straight. I really have to touch my kids. I don't even have to touch them. They just know. I did it probably like a few times in the past. But you got to start when they're young. You can't. You know, I've been the same way with my kids when they were babies, and they mom was like, "Oh, they just a baby." Yeah. You see where they at now? They straight A students, disciplined, and when they get out of line, sometimes, you know, we got to put them back in line with the
It's all a part of parenting.
With some push-ups. I don't touch them. They don't like that.
No, most kids don't.
Go ahead.
But I can relate to that comment that you made as far as like speaking with your kids and being like miles and miles away. Like with my father being in Maryland at the time and me being in Jacksonville, it was a lot of. I still wish, you know, in my heart that he was there physically, because me having a relationship with you, or me having a relationship with my father, you know, from a distance, it was good for what it was. But, you know, I still would have liked to, you know, wish to have been able to grow up in the household, a daily situation, not just, you know, whenever we have time to talk to each other. Because I remember growing up, once he got out, you know, different things that I would be able to talk to my father about. you know what I'm saying, from a distance. Like he instilled in me a lot of good things from a distance. I love my daddy.
I wish I could say that.
I mean, no relationship is perfect, but I thank God for my father.
I'm jelly.
I don't know. I think I'm a little emotional when it comes to the thought of that.
I'm jealous.
But I love my daddy.
And daddy, where you at?
Shout out to Ardell Pauly, my father.
Shout out to the unknown man. That's mine.
Stop saying that.
Still owe me child support for 18 years. I need that right now.
It's called having a relationship and learning to forgive.
Before we had that relationship, cut that check.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
You've been going this long. I need that check. It'll come in handy right now.
Man, it could. How would you? What would you do if you didn't?
Bills to pay. I could ask him for that check.
That's it.
Before we can have any conversation, I'm gonna be.
What if he's in a situation where he doesn't have any?
I'm gonna be a city girl at that moment. I need that check. I'm just.
You wouldn't do that. Really? You wouldn't at least sit down and try to hear him out?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You want to know the truth?
Yeah, I want to know. I
really wouldn't care if he wants to talk. That's on him. But I'm not. I'm done looking. I looked before.
Do you know his name?
Yeah, I know his name, and I know where he stay right now, and I know he has a whole nother family, and he's a pastor. So it's a lot of stuff people don't know about me, but that's all I'm gonna give the information about him. So.
Really?
Okay, can we move on?
I was stunned for a second. Okay.
So if you think I can't find you, yeah, once I get the name, I'm gonna find you and find it.
You said you had his name.
I said. I'm just saying to everybody in general. If you think I can't find you, I can find you. All I need is a name.
Oh.
You would not. The homie.
Would you ever want to try to talk to him?
The homie work for services to what she can give me information that I need and whatnot. And I drove to the state he was in and actually drove to the house. So I said
what happened?
Ain't nothing happened. I sat outside the house just to see what he looked like.
Did he come outside?
Yeah. After sitting up there for probably like 3-4 hours talking to the homie.
He was talking to one of his friends?
No, I was talking to my friend, contemplating about going up to knock on the door.
And then he ended up
coming out. And then I looked at him and I'm like, I'm good. And I seen he had kids. So I'm like, I don't want to disturb that. I just needed to see. That's all I really wanted.
Let me ask you this question. Why do you feel like you were disturbing?
Because I was. He wasn't trying to find me.
I understand that.
Okay.
How do you know he don't think about you?
Okay.
Does he know that you exist?
Maybe he should make an effort.
That's true. Okay. How do you know he hasn't? I'm only asking. I don't know. Generally
my mama could be lying. You know, me and her have differences too, so she'll never tell the truth about everything either. So I don't know, but I do.
So that's why I said.
Anyway, I do know this. I'm 35. I already got the closure that I needed just by seeing him. That's all I needed. So I'm good.
I think if I never knew who my father was, I would want to know. But then again, I don't know what type of mental space I would be in. I mean, it could be a situation where as long as I got to see his face, maybe that's all I was able to do. Or maybe I didn't have the courage. Or maybe maybe it could be that you were a little nervous because you are meeting someone that you've never met before. That can be very nerve-wracking. I remember when I first met my father, even around 5, it was either 5 or 6. The whole time they were telling me, oh yeah, we're going to go see your father, I was nervous. I'll never forget that day, ever. My cousin Tommy Polly actually was the one who walked me to see my dad. But it's just that moment, leading up to that moment, nobody could have told me. It was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he was incarcerated, but finding out who he was, and I guess having my family with me made it a bit easier to do. You know, and I know my dad wanted to see me. So, but even if the situation was different, I could understand how it can be a little nerve wracking or anxiety, having being anxious in reference to it. That's a big step.
I'm gonna say this. We gonna close this out. We gonna move to our next subject. I'm gonna say this last thing. I don't know how people don't want to be a father, especially when you actually looking at the baby. For a fact it's yours. So I don't be understanding dudes who will look at a female, whether she promiscuous or not. You already knew she was before you had that baby with her. So and for a fact, a lot of 99.9% of you already know that's your baby. Whether you want to be with the girl or not, because I'm be honest with you, I literally respect both of my kids' mother for having my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I broke up with both. I ain't never went backwards. But to hear stories about you don't want a relationship unless you have a relationship with the mother, you whack. That's just me honestly. I'm not the perfect father. You know what I'm saying? I strive to be, but at the same time, I know just my presence of just being whether money is involved or not. I didn't have a lot of money when I first was a father. I was very reckless with money. Yeah, the homies had to help me out. My homegirls, they was there, like, and they was on me, my homegirl. And that's another thing. My friends also was on my behind too about being a better father. I'm sad to say that they had to do that, but I just didn't know. I was still in party mode and running around chasing tail mode. So, just them and then they mothers, me just respecting that, reminding me of my relationship with mine's. Do you want that same result for yours? Right. So yeah, I had to force myself to break bad habits, and so no, I don't even want to be friends with somebody who don't put 100%. I literally go out my way and fly and drive to get to mines. So, and some of y'all be right around the corner. So, no disrespect, but that's pretty lame. So, this segment, and break the stigma of what they say about us, about black fathers. You know what I'm saying? Whether
it's not just about fathers. It can be a missing mother.
Whether that too, missing mothers. But just break the black stigma. If you don't want to have kids, then don't do it. Stop having.
It's easier said than done for the majority of the world.
No, it is easy. Don't have sex or wear protection. Stop all this being normalized. It's not normal. To me, it's not normal.
It's really not.
It's not normal
to just be opening yourself up to somebody you don't even know.
No, not.
It's weird.
That too, but what I'm basically saying is not normal to be sitting here produce babies and then normally get an abortion. If you're comfortable just normally just killing off a baby because you're not ready, then you probably shouldn't even be trying to. I don't think you're not grown enough to be having no sex then, in my opinion.
But you know how the world is.
I understand how the world is, but I'm just saying my perspective. I'm not saying my perspective and opinion is law, but just me personally, if you're normal, just a normal, I done been in situations where I had a girl killed. I really have 3 kids. I'm to be honest with you. I wanted my child, but since I didn't want to be with her, she didn't want to. I thought she was just playing and just threatening, but she really killed the baby off. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's messed up. I think it's wrong. So I would never put myself in a predicament like that again. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, if you're going to make a baby, just be there. If y'all not gonna be together, that's fine. You could co-parent. You know what I'm saying?
And even other alternatives.
My kid's mother, we don't agree eye to eye. They parent how they want to parent. I'm a parent. Just know when they step through my threshold, it's a different world. Just like the show. You feel me? It's a different world. Like Dwayne Wayne. My kids already know when they see me, they say, I love you. But they know this love comes with this love comes with some consequences if you mess up. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I think all I gotta do is make sure that I give them the tools and the knowledge and the spiritual guidance. I ain't gonna lie, and I love my kids. I kiss on my boys.
Ain't nothing, that's your child.
Nah, I want to say this too. Normalize affection with boys, men with their boys.
Because they grow up not knowing how to show affection to a woman.
Exactly. I don't ask me why I do it, because I ain't never got it. But I'm just be honest with you, I just grew up naturally wanting it. So I do it with my kids, and I tell them I love you all the time. And, you know, I don't tell them that they can't cry. They can cry. It's what they cry for. It's what I get on them about.
Why you're crying.
You know what I'm saying? But if they crying about certain things, I let them do their thing, because I was taught that wasn't normal. I was taught that's not a man. And to me personally,
that's taken away from you having your own feelings.
Yeah, so a lot of the issues that I had dealing with women throughout my military career, whether I be so heartless or whatever, that comes from the stuff I was taught. I'm teaching my sons totally different, because I really just want them to be completely different from me. So I just want them, you know, learn from my mistakes. I want them to be right off the bat very sharing feelings and just know how to treat a woman, period. And that starts with the father.
That's self-awareness, knowing how you're feeling.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, the next subject.
Fighting isolation. I deal with that a lot. And I'm trying to learn.
Let me start this off. She started that off last time, you know.
Well, go ahead.
She took about an hour to explain her story, so let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking, y'all. I'm playing with you. But listen, I'm going to say I've been very known to isolate myself, especially if I mess up or if I don't like if I ain't going to say like the individual, if I don't like the situation. So what I mean by that is,
you shut down.
I will shut down if I mess up, meaning whether it be a relationship, friendship, familyship. If I'm the one that mess up, I do, because I be disappointed in myself, because why would I do that? Why would I do it like that? How would I do it like that? So I ain't gonna lie, I do isolate myself. So, you know, some people take it as I'm running, whatever. I don't look at it like that. I look at it as like I really be beating myself up by myself. Nobody doesn't see it.
Do you ever go back to?
I try to. Sometimes I might take too long, but that's the thing. I had to work out of that, and I have done it plenty of time. I lost a couple of good friendships because of it. I mean, it is what it is. I can't go back now. I learned from that. Do I shut down now? No, I try to, you know, man up, but I try not to make those same mistakes again. So to never even be put in a position to where I have to go back and apologize. So if I mess up now, I'm gonna apologize, and I'm gonna work on it right then and there.
Oh, you do? You be apologizing?
Yeah, I actually do apologize now. So, you know, for the ones I know for a fact you probably glanced at the video, sorry again. That's pretty much all I got to say. But they ain't talking to me anyway, so. And then when I don't mess up and I isolate myself, that's because that's a defense mechanism. So there's only two reasons, because I don't like being disappointed. So
I can relate.
Especially I do it a lot with women. So when I start dating or
I can relate.
I do it with women. So, and that stems from the relationship I had with my mom. So we just never had the best, and it was always something that was disappointing. So when a woman showed me some type of indication to where, like, disappointing, I just shut down, and then I isolate, meaning I just stop talking to them. Sometimes I just cut them off and just block them. They don't even have don't even give no explanation, just disappear and whatnot. And then they'll reach out later on, and I explain, but not saying that's good. Not saying I do that now. That's just something that I did. So I'm acknowledging that that's not a good thing to isolate yourself, because you ruin relationships like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people are forgiving, they'll let you back in their life, and some people, which I don't blame them. So if they don't want to talk to me because of it, I completely understand, because I'm the same way. So if you isolate from me, and then you don't say nothing to me, you don't pick up the phone, and I'm reaching out, and I'm calling, you know what I'm saying? It's a couple of people who just did it recently. And I wouldn't think they would have done that. But 2 of them had reached out, and I told them it was all good, but I'm good off that. So those friendships probably won't be the same. But we cool though, and whatnot. And then for the other one, you know, I can't even get in touch with that person at all. But now,
maybe something happened.
But they be on my social media though. So it's kind of weird.
Maybe they're going through something. They just don't want to talk to
Oh
someone.
no, that's true.
I've been that way.
True.
And it's nothing personal against anybody.
Listen, I'm not taking them personal. But I'm saying I hope their explanation real good when they finally do want to reach out.
Maybe they're dealing with depression.
Okay, and I got that. And if they explain
but
that,
maybe they're not ready to talk about that.
I'm not forcing. I said when they're ready to talk about it, okay. I hope their explanation good. Because if it sounds real fishy, I'm gonna just be like, all right. Just say it. Listen, I've been through depression too, so I know what it is. I say if they reach out,
got you,
and they explain, hey man, you know, woo, I'm like, damn, okay, got you. But if they come with that, trying to act like ain't nothing happened, yeah, we good.
Yeah, we're adults now.
We're good. Yeah, that's something I don't do. I'm guilty of it, but I'm grown now.
Right.
That was the younger me. So right now, that's not happening no more. So ain't nobody finna just be popping in and pop it out. Cause I know for a fact if the table was in reverse, you know dang on well you wouldn't allow me to just pop in and out when I want to.
Nah, bro.
I know. There you go. All right, using that slang. All right, bro. Okay.
Nah,
bro. Okay. Y'all hear Shakina? You know she don't talk like that. But go ahead.
How I talk.
How I talk.
He's so angry. Okay, me. Isolation. Well, I'm sorry. Are you done? Are you done? Am I Mbaku?
How I talk. Go ahead.
I'm just country.
How I talk. You just Duval. Go ahead.
Okay. Isolation. My isolation is more so hiding within myself. It's something that was created back when I was a kid. Watching my mother go through abuse, and me being the oldest of 2 younger siblings, and nobody really explained to me what was going on. But when things would happen, you know, feeling like I had to make sure my sisters were okay. Like if it was like late at night and I overheard something, it's just dealing with things that you shouldn't have to deal with as a child, and nobody talking to you about what you're feeling. It's like swept under a rug, and it was never discussed. So it was like dealing with things, and when bad things would happen, I learned to, I know this is going to sound crazy. Because I was actually talking to my mom about this a couple of days ago, because I was like, I think it's going to sound crazy when people hear me say this. But I feel a little bit more better now that I actually talked to her about it. But back when I was younger, because of all of that, I used to create fantasies.
What kind of fantasies?
You are so annoying.
I'll just joke.
Like when I say fantasy,
you had make-believe friends.
It wasn't that I had make-believe friends.
So it's like this movie I seen. Mm-mm.
It wasn't. I didn't have like a quote-unquote imaginary friend.
She ain't here talking to herself.
It was almost as if it was like an imaginary world.
That's even worse.
Pretending that my life was better than what it was. Pretending that my father was in the household. Pretending that I was protected. Pretending that I had a loving family. Pretending that, you know, I lived
Did y'all have your own language?
No.
Y'all talk like Shrek or something?
Shut up. But no, I did that, and I used to do it so much as a child
Hmm.
because that was up until the age of 7 that we were experiencing that before he. I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna say up until 7 because I don't know when it actually completely stopped
Mm.
with my
The
mom's ex
imagination.
husband. No, I'm talking about how long it was that I was dealing with that. So it was such a normal thing to where it followed me throughout my life. When you dealt with trauma as a kid, it used to happen so often to where anytime anything bad happened that you were afraid of or that gave you any type of a sense of fear, that you would just go within yourself. And when I say, I don't want to say like I created like a fantasy world, like it was just like within myself, I would just hide and pretend like everything was okay, knowing that in my reality I was afraid.
Did you live in a castle?
No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like an actual. It was more so like just
It
hiding
was
within
like
myself,
the
like
same house.
shutting everything off.
So you living in the same house? You living in there?
I was basically.
I was trying to get a perspective. See what kind of fantasy.
What I mean is like, right, if things would be going on and I would just hide within myself to shut the feelings off of the terror or the horror.
Oh, so like that song, like she's a runner, she's a track star. I got you. And that song, that popular song on TikTok. You was running. You had issues. You was running. Okay.
That's what I mean. Like I would just hide within myself.
I'm gonna let you listen to the song. So then, I know you gonna understand what I'm talking about when you hear the song.
Okay.
You gonna start laughing.
But I mean, like I said, I can. As a matter of fact, I can care less if anybody thinks that that's crazy. But that was my childhood, and it kind of followed me, throughout my adult life. Where anytime things got really, really intense, I would just shut it off. In a sense, it's like ignoring what's going on to where you don't get so swallowed up in the fear or the anxiety or the pressure, and you just block that off. If that makes more sense. Like I said, I don't want to say it was like I was creating a fantasy. It was just I would just hide within myself and pretend like that's not even happening. That's what I mean.
And anybody laugh at her, tell them knock you out. You know what I'm saying? This she pouring her heart out right now. Go ahead, girl.
But but I hear a lot of people do that. Who dealt with trauma.
I ain't heard the fantasy part, but yeah, I heard that.
That's why I said I want to retract my statement as far as the word fantasy.
Yeah,
it's more so like just hiding within yourself.
As soon as you said that, I was thinking like it went left.
Because you're weird.
I am a little bit weird.
But I mean, I don't know. Like for a long time, I was afraid of men. Like growing up, I was afraid of men because of the abuse.
Can't even get to it.
No, not like a boyfriend, girlfriend. I mean like authority. I used to be afraid of men.
You was like a grizzly bear if you was a man.
Right, like I would just be very afraid. I didn't when a man yelled at me or like it was just something about it that and it also on the flip side it created a space with me to where I felt like I had to make sure that my mom and my sisters were taken care of after that whole situation was over with. So it was like isolating myself caused me to not have a lot of friends, caused me to not trust a lot of people. I would say I do isolate myself a lot now. A lot of people know me as a loner. I'll go hang out with family every once in a while. Whenever we have our family gatherings here, of course I mingle with my family or whatever, but like throughout the week, I'm generally by myself. I'll go out to eat by myself. I go hoop by myself. I would go to a basketball court, and people used to ask me all the time, like, why you always come up here by yourself? Who am I supposed to come with? I rock with me. So, isolation caused me to, when I did have friends, but like close friends, like people. Oh, it just cut off, but it's still recording. But like my close friends that I did have growing up, it just always seemed like I always lost them. Um, like my best friend, we still keep in contact, but there was a situation that actually occurred that kind of like
I'm a new friend.
We don't talk all the time, so
she lying, y'all.
We talk every day.
For the old best friend.
We talk every day.
I don't like you.
We don't talk every day.
I don't like you, old best friend.
Old best friend.
Whoever you were just talking about.
This was back in high school.
I'm the new friend now. We gonna start hanging out and stuff. And doing best friend stuff. Like karate.
Shut up.
We're gonna do karate.
But no, like, back in high school, but there was a particular incident. I'm not gonna go too deep in detail about what happened, but it created a division between me and her.
See how that
and I felt like I lost my best friend, and that hurt. It really did. Then
what year was that in high school?
Actually, that wasn't in high school. That was my 8th grade year. In middle school.
About 20-some years later, look at this.
Yeah. I mean, we still communicate, but because of that incident, it created a space. And it was just never the same because I felt that person lied on me.
I would never do that to you.
No, not her. There was a family member that created division.
But if a true friend wouldn't believe it. In our bad situation, we got a podcast together. You see how that works?
But so I dealt with that, losing that, and so throughout high school, I became a loner again until I met one of my other best friends back in high school. His name was Donald Moore III.
We throwing our names now.
R.I.P. to you. I had recently made a post about him. He passed a couple years back. It's been 10 years. It's going to be 10 years in July. Due to cancer. I think he was in Jacksonville, Florida for only about a year. And while he was there during that school year, he was like my dog. He was my homie. Like, and it wasn't on no, oh, well, y'all best friends and y'all like each other type. No, like that was, me and him was like, man, that was my dog.
Well, you still get that to the day with the podcast.
You don't talk to me every day.
No, I'm talking about the whole people, to be trying to put you with somebody.
But we're just friends. Me and him were like ace boom.
She's lying, y'all. We are like this. Anyway,
no, we don't. No, we're not. Stop lying to these people. We do not. When I think about a best friend,
you see, y'all look at this. Them friends will do. Look at this. Look at her face. She giving y'all. She mad at me right now. That's why she's saying.
Because that. You lying.
No, I'm not. Come on.
Say you swear to God.
I don't do. You know you don't.
Because you lying. Why you lying?
But look, but I'm gonna tell you.
Let me finish.
Okay.
But because I don't talk about this. I don't talk about personal things, but I'm starting to open up. Some people said that you should open up a little more. But he was one of my best friends. Even when he moved, we had lost contact because his dad moved to Texas, and then I think he ended up in Chicago, and then we like just lost contact. And then I want to say maybe, I don't remember, but somehow we got back in contact, and we were still, talking on the phone, laughing like we ain't missed a beat. And I'll be honest, I miss having someone to talk to. And it was just like after that, I think I found relationships or close relationships within the guys that I would, like my boyfriends or whatever. We would be friends first, and then we would get into a relationship, and those relationships, even if they didn't last, those, two particular individuals, they were basically like my best friend / boyfriend / lover, brother, it was crazy. And it was just like, even, I can be honest and say now I don't really have that. I'm generally by myself, and it's like when people come close to me, I don't know how to take it because it's been so long since I've had somebody. Like right now, my mom is my best Mom is my best friend. I know some people think that that's weird, but she's the only person that, I talk to on a regular. And so, due to things that happened back when I was a kid, I kind of just learned to isolate myself to keep from being hurt, to keep from people taking advantage of me. It's like to avoid the possibility of something happening. I just kind of like isolate myself. But it's not good to isolate yourself because I know you guys have heard of the slogan, idle mind is the devil's playground. When you're by yourself, you tend to create thoughts of loneliness, thoughts of not feeling worthy enough. It creates things that God hasn't told you that you are.
I'm going to give y'all some scriptures. All right? I'm going to give y'all some scriptures that y'all need. Turn to Ecclesiastes.
Oh, that's a good one. I ain't even got that
4:12. I know you ain't got that one. Okay? Person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two can't stand back to back and conquer.
Hold on, read that again. Make sure you're saying it
right. I am saying it right. A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two can stand back to back and conquer. Three are even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. So basically, that verse is basically saying, like, listen, you never want to be alone. The devil wants you to be alone. That's how the devil attacks you. He isolates you. So when you get isolated, this is where I was saying that I shouldn't have isolated myself in any different situations.
Right.
Because I made the situation even worse. And then you give off the perception, I give out the perception that I didn't care or I was trying to run from the situation, when really that wasn't even the case. So you have 4:11 also says
4:11 of what?
Ecclesiastes.
Oh, okay.
Likewise, two people lying close together can keep each other warm. But how can one be warm alone? Okay. And then Hebrews 10:24-25. Let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as soon as some are in habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. You get that?
No, I really want you to read it again.
And let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds.
Okay.
Not giving up meeting together, as some are in habit.
Basically spending time.
Roger.
Okay.
So it's good to be around other people. Yeah. It's never good to be alone. Okay? And I know the word says sometimes you need alone time. Yes.
You do need some time for yourself.
To finish my statement, the only time you need to do alone time is when you meditate with God. All right?
That's good.
That's the only time you should be by yourself. So if you're going to be by yourself, let it be towards that. If it's towards anything else, I'm pretty sure you just going to have natural. That's why some female end up calling that dude back. You feel me? Because you're sitting up there by yourself.
I don't mind. You know it's the devil's playground.
Got the pillows between your calves. You feel me? You're sitting up there looking crazy in the bed. You got dudes around here scrolling through the call log trying to hit up old female, and then you get them pregnant. Now you looking crazy. Okay.
Or you fall into depression.
That too. You know
I definitely dealt with that, and my isolation caused me to go into depression.
I just know, for y'all, if you wasn't alone meditating to God, if you were just alone just to be alone, you can't sit and tell me you ain't made no bad decision while you sitting there thinking alone.
Because God doesn't cause you to make bad decisions. As a matter of fact, can you pull up Matthew 6:6? Dr. Hamby, for those who may know or may not know him, he was actually just here at our church this weekend, and he was actually discussing this scripture, and I think it's so relevant. It really spoke to me, and I think that's why I keep using it. Read it.
Yes, I will. Dang. But when you pray, go away by yourself. Shut the door behind you and pray to your Father in private. Then your Father who sees everything will reward you. Now, mind you, I seen this verse yesterday. Just me looking. I wasn't even really searching for this verse. And I actually seen this verse yesterday. But when you pray, go away by yourself. shut the door.
And when they
behind
say
you.
shut the door,
Pray to
that's-
your Father in private, and then your Father who sees everything will reward you. When you pray, don't babble on and on as the Gentiles do. They think their prayers are answered merely by repeating their words again and again.
That means when you asking God the same thing over and
Can
over
I finish
and over.
the verse? Don't be like them, for your Father knows exactly what you need even before you ask Him. Pray like this.
Keep going. Yes. I'm sorry. You blessing my soul right now.
Dang, let me do this. Oh Father in heaven, may your name kept holy. May your kingdom come soon. May your will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
The Lord's Prayer, basically.
Give us this day for we need, and give us our sins as we forgiven those who sins against us. And don't
give us today the food we need.
Oh yeah, give us today the food we need, and forgive us our sins as we have forgiven those who sins against us. Don't let us yield to temptation, but rescue us from the evil one. If you forgive those who sin against you, your heavenly Father will forgive you. But if you refuse to forgive others, your Father will not forgive you for your sins. So pretty much all of that is saying that them people who want to preach, who want to pray for 45 minutes,
don't take all that.
Listen, you overdoing it. You know you're overdoing it.
Because when you want something from your mama or your daddy, it don't take you 45 minutes to get to what you're asking.
And you know, dang on well, you don't pray that long by yourself. So let's be for real. You do it when you get a whole bunch of people around and whatnot. You probably
doing it to be seen.
You probably don't even pray by yourself anyway. So.
But no, I want to elaborate on that. Like when it says close the door, it's closing the door to your thoughts, to your worries, to your concerns, to depression, the thoughts that overtake you, that seem to overtake you sometimes. Shut the door to those, to the outside world, and just meditate on Him. Think about Him.
Like Mr. Wood say, let God, let go.
Let go.
Girl,
and let God.
Mm-hmm.
But there was I can't remember who said this, but I was reading up on some, I was listening to some different motivational speeches. I do that often to kind of keep myself in a good, mood or whatever. And it said, meet God in the morning and you'll have Him throughout your day. When you start off with God, it charges your day. And it was funny how this week Dr. Hamby basically said something similar to that. And I was like, it's crazy how I can be studying something and then I just get confirmation a lot of times when I go to church, whether it's through my bishop or through somebody else that's pastoring. And a lot of times we start our day with things that are not going to help us throughout our day. Listening to music that is not positive. You're getting into arguments with people. You're just starting your day off completely wrong. What you listen to in the beginning of your day is going to set the tone for the rest of your day.
Really, I'm going to be honest with you. What you listen to before you go to sleep sets the tone for the next day. So
not only that, it goes both ways though.
And so I suggest you,
because it affects what you think
when you
about
go to bed, either you meditate with God before you go to sleep,
and turn your TV
matter of fact,
off.
And if you're gonna have the TV on,
turn it off.
Can you chill for a second?
Turn the TV
so if
off.
You're gonna
I cannot sleep with the TV on. My TV has to be
okay.
off.
So that's your opinion. So if you're gonna have it on, do what I do. Turn on YouTube and type in ocean sounds or natural
or
rainforest sound,
speeches.
So you can literally go to sleep to soothing, nice, hearing the ocean beat against the rocks and stuff like that. That's very or go to sleep to gospel music.
That's what I said.
You can go to sleep
or motivational,
you know what I'm saying?
Speeches or prayers.
I can't go to sleep when people talking, but if you singing, I can go to sleep. People just keep talking. I just can't go to sleep. So
initially, lately, I'm not gonna say lately. Initially, it was gospel music for me, but lately it's been different sermons. And it's sermons like I listen to Prophet Lovi Elias a lot. Great person to go and listen to, by the way. Sometimes I'll fall asleep listening to him because he has a lot of profound, and it's like I want to get it into my spirit.
And another thing.
But I know everybody's not there. That's okay. So do what works for you.
And if you're seeing this and you need help, you can hit me up. I will pray with you at night. I'll pray with you at night. Pray with you in the morning. I'm available to pray anytime. Now, if you're trying to call me to have a regular conversation, I don't know. But if we talking about prayer, I will start what I'm doing, and I'll pray with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I got in the habit of just praying every night, and I don't always do it in the morning. I'm doing a little better job, but I be getting up so early. I try to definitely do that to start my day, and then listen to gospel music pretty much all that morning going into work.
Prayer isn't always talking to God. Prayer can just be listening. A lot of times and I learned that from Dr. Hanby and Lovie, Prophet Lovie Elias. A lot of times, we do church as normal. We do things as a routine. And, it's more religion as opposed to relationship. Sometimes just quiet your mind and just listen. Because he's speaking. He's always speaking. But sometimes we allow the things that we're going through to clog up our minds to where we can't hear what he's saying. You don't always have to talk when you pray.
Anyway, I appreciate y'all listening. I appreciate y'all. And just to recap, the parents not in the home.
Of
missing parents. Just listen. If you're missing a parent and you trust me, you're gonna have issues. It's gonna affect you. I don't care what you say.
And maybe you can go speak to a therapist.
And if you don't feel like you're a therapist, you can hit me up. Hit my Facebook, Devin McCray. You can hit the inbox, and I'll pray with you, and we can talk about it and whatnot. Because I went through the same situation until I got help and whatnot. And then the isolation. It's not good. Just know.
It's not good to isolate yourself.
If you isolate yourself, I understand some people don't like people, but that's not a regular feeling.
It's not.
So I used to be like that.
I'm learning to get out of that.
I'm a little bit more open now. Some people don't believe me when I tell them back in the day I just didn't like none of y'all. So, but it's kind of hard to believe, I guess, how I act now. That I'm so open, and when I still ain't no fool now. You think you can fool me? Think you just jump in the circle? But anyway, just saying, it's not good isolation. And if you do, pray to God, talk to God. Period. Don't be sitting up there alone thinking about stuff that you can't control. Because there's nothing.
Focus on the things that you can control and leave everything else in God's hands.
There's nothing you can do. So if you're gonna isolate yourself, put some soothing music, some gospel music,
and shut the door, as the scripture says, to your thoughts.
Let go and let God. That's it. Boom.
But if you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts about or topics on what you would like to hear,
matter of fact, Shekinah Glory, that's her Facebook. You can hit her up because trust me, she got more knowledge than I do. Let's go.
Shekinah Glory at Facebook or on Instagram. I am Shekinah Glory.
I am Shekinah. Ooh, that's like a gospel name.
I mean, I sing gospel, you know that.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Because I've never said this on this platform. I am a gospel singer locally here in Jacksonville, Florida.
I didn't even know that, y'all.
He lying. I just...
You said we weren't friends. I don't know. I didn't know that.
Not in the manner of us talking every day.
Yeah, she go lying again, but go ahead.
So we talk every day?
Why would you do a podcast with somebody you don't talk to every day?
So we talk every day?
Yeah. We text, don't we?
No, we don't text. We don't text every day.
It might just be a hey.
No, every day we don't talk.
Listen,
we don't
guys.
Talk every day.
But
he's my friend. I think I may have hurt his feelings. He's my friend.
Nah, you ain't hurt my feelings because we talk every day. So
we talk every day.
Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all because I'm not going to argue with this little light skin girl over here.
We're not arguing
about my relationship with her. We know what it is.
We're not arguing.
We know what it is.
Anyways, peace and blessings up unto everybody. I guess we can pray.
Yep, Shekinah gonna close us out today.
Oh, I'm gonna pray. Well, Lord, first and foremost, I would like to thank you just for who you are. Just for who you are. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for always being there for me, for us, for the people. Thank you for always being a listening ear. Forgive us for the knowing and the unknowing sins that we commit daily. Help us to walk in freedom. Help us to walk in understanding and wanting to have a better relationship with you. Help us for those who deal with isolation. Help us to not cut ourselves off from the world, because again, that allows the devil to put things into our mind. And in you we are great. In you we have strength. In you we have hope. In you we have love. And life is better with you being in our lives. Keep us as we go through this week. Teach us your ways. Help us to draw closer to you. Help us to learn how to shut the door to life and meditate on you, to build a better relationship with you, to hear you, so that we can manifest or bring to fruition the things that you have called us to be and to do. And all these blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thought you was heading to the Gentiles way.
Gentiles, like, what are you talking about?